Hello Donut. This is the uh, Easy Road extension that I installed, and I used the sample terrain that I had previously shown you. This one, let me start Photoshop. So yeah, so I used that terrain sample that we gotten I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. I set it up here, and then I just put a material on it, just so that you can use this as a demonstration. So the Easy Roads plugin, as I said, I already had a copy of it, so I had to install it. There are a couple of issues I had to solve. So this is the plugin. It's plugin. Well, this is the extension. So it has. So what I did was to use OSM data that we had. This one I just got from this area here. So this is the area that I selected, and this is our Schindler Park here. Schindler Gut here. So what I just wanted to show you here was that if you look at the road network, and if I hide let's say the footways, you see that the OSM, actually the path that passes through the Schindler Park is categorized as a footway. Now unfortunately, this guy does not import that one. The import, just go back to edit mode. So the import normally happens here. This is the area where you can import OSM files. So I imported, and when you import it, it does some conversion. So I also created some roads. I just created some roads here to create to put in place a mapping or correspondence between the OSM road categories, and then the I just wanted to create some roads to correspond with. So it's going to import the file, and then it's going to look for these categories, and it's going to make them correspond with these roads that I created. So one thing you realize therefore is that, I imported everything, but it does not import the footways, the pathways, like the ones that are going through the Schindler Park here. So that is the first issue, and what I intend to do is I'll send a mail to the developer, because their support is usually good. I'll send them a mail tonight. Just make sure I note that down. Send mail to Easy Road support. So I'll send them a mail, and I'll show them the issue. Usually they can add, they can fix it. We could have fixed it ourselves, but the problem is these guys, they have one of the rare extensions that are binary. That is, they encapsulate their extension in a DLL, so you cannot edit it. For the other extensions, you can, in Unity, if you see a script, for example, you can just right click here, and then you open it, and then you can edit. But with their own, where is it? With their own, you cannot edit it, because it's as I say, it's a binary DLL. So they alone can add things and compile a new version. So that is the first issue. It does not import the roads, and especially these footways, because there are really many of them in Zurich here. And my idea was to from the images that you sent me, was to create roads there with cobblestone I think there is stone on this road according to the images that you sent. But anyway, so the first thing is it needs to be able to read these roads. Now it looks like there are just too many of them which don't look good. I don't know. I have to verify, but then you know, in that case, if we don't want all of them, then I will have to create the ones that we need manually. So that is how the OSM conversion works. They can also take KML data to create roads, but I've not tried it yet. If you want me to try it, you let me know. So yeah, so basically, so you create your own roads, and therefore I created all these roads here. If I select one, for example, this Zurich Tertiary Road, then you can give it your material that you want. So so for example, this one, I am the one who gave this material to it. I can change it, and I really need to change it because if I look at the roads don't look like that. So really one of the things that I need to do is to well, of course not for the demo. For the demo I'll try to do things manually, but the long run is I'll have to create different road equivalents. Like you see all these road textures here, I have to create our own that matches our kind of roads. So you know, this road I can really easily just change. Oh man, this thing sometimes just so finicky. So I can change. Let me just take this one. Yeah. So these this piece road, for example, this is the one I called. Where is it? Okay, this one. So this is Zurich Tertiary Road, and it's fully editable. I mean, the plugin is really powerful. I can reduce the size, for example. Reduce the size, but I measured. I mean, I'm just also trying to show you how the plugin works, because I know the kind of information that you need, so that you know you can better take your decisions. So as I said, I measured this road, for example. If I, yeah, you know, this is just to show you an example of it. So you know, if I measure this, we have, this is about 40 meters wide. Now, you know, we can definitely add sidewalks. That's no main issue. But you see that the road, the drawing on the road is really different. Okay, so I mean, these are the kind of places where we need to start making some compromises, you know, as to do we really want our roads to look exactly like that, or are we able to do some compromise on the roads? So that's it. This is this road. This area here, I think we are standing somewhere here. So this is really how the road is. Here, you know, we have to work on it. The next thing I wanted to show you, so it's pretty versatile. I mean, we can create side objects. We can create like these electric poles. We can create electric poles. I think it's good that I should just also show you a demo. Okay, let me finish with this one first. Now, so the Easy Road plugin, it creates roads. It creates roads, but it does not create intersections. And that is something that we will have to do by ourselves. Now, how, for example, there's supposed to be an intersection here, but it did not create an intersection. Well, maybe because also the OSM stuff here did not, where is it? Yeah. So yeah, so you see here it's continuous, it's a continuous path coming right up to this location. Yeah, so coming up right up to this location here. Yeah, right up to here. This place here corresponds to this place here. So it there's no intersection there, but you can see in areas where there are intersections, I can show you there, or I can show you. Let me just take this one. I use this one. This thing is standing in my way. Just hide it. So yeah, so in areas like this where we have an intersection, so you see it does not create intersection for us. We have to create our intersections. Okay, so after creating the roads, I will have to come in. Let me just delete this. So I'll have to come in and create an intersection here. And how do you create intersections? Well, you have let me go back here. So you have intersections. Let me see. Let me just escape this. Let me see. So you can, let me see, if you want to add an intersection, for example, where's that thing? So you can come here and prefab display. I don't know, for some reason it's not displaying the intersections here. It's supposed to display all the intersections here that are already in the thing. But what you do is okay, so what you basically do is take an intersection like this, okay, and I think you shift click, yeah, so you will place it here, and then you rotate it, and then now you will come to your roads, and then try to snap it as you see me snapping the roads here. Now these ones are snapping. Okay, I think this is not the right guy. This is supposed to be the right guy here. I hope so. No. Anyway, so you see how it snaps to the roads. Snap this one. So this is really how you create intersections. We're going to create intersections for this. So the OSM workflow is going to create the roads, but we will have to go and create the intersections ourselves. Let me see this. Okay, I think this is the guy. Snap it here. Just delete this. Where's this guy here? Okay. And who's this guy here? Okay. So this guy, for example, has to to separate it and intersect with this one. So this is how you create intersections. Now this one was pretty easy because it's a standard square intersection. Sorry, a cross intersection, or yeah. But when you come to places like this, you see that we have to create really different kinds of intersections, because if I take this and I put this guy here, for example, it won't really fit to this road, so I'll have to create an intersection for this place. Now if we come here also, let me just delete this. Yes, delete connection. So if I come here, for example, I'll have to create an intersection for these guys here. If there's already one that is available, I will use it. but this is also a cross. These are some other custom ones. These are more dynamic ones. Let me see. So we will need something like this, and is it even going to work? Wow. So yeah, so I mean, you see what's happening. It's really let me just delete this guy. So you see how it really messes it up. Now this area here is let me, is this guy, I think so. So you see that I'll have to come here, for example, and look at this and create something of an equivalence like this that I'm going to use here, and then I'm going to create a texture for the roads, a texture for this road, for example, and maybe this road and this road, and then you know, snap the roads to it. So that's really how this thing works. Yeah. So if after you create your roads, I'll just delete this guy. Delete connection. So after let me see. I just need to update. Where is it? This is the Zurich Tertiary. Let me see, Zurich Tertiary 14. Let me update the scene. Instances. Anyway, so give me a minute, please. Let me. This is Zurich Residential. Oh, okay. Zurich Residential Road. I have to make it maybe 9, and then update scene instances. Use newest. Okay, so this is really how it works. So it's super nice because it does all the rows at once, and I can, as I said, you know, I can create depending on the road category. I can, for example, if I use this one here, for example, this one is a path. Okay, I can decide that if I go to my materials, the Zurich path here, I can take this material and for example, I can give it a different texture. I can do this. If this, for example, is a path, I can, you know, just do that, and all the paths in the, all the path roads in the so in our case, what would be here would be a stones, right? And you know, it doesn't look good from far, but let me just go down there and I'll show you how it looks. It's gonna take a while to, mainly because of my hard drives which are slow. No cameras rendering. Oops, I think I disabled the camera. It goes this guy. Just unlock it. Okay. So, and also one thing that I'm going to do is I will just deform the terrain to fit the road. I'm gonna do that. This one will just take a while, and everywhere there's a road, it's going to yeah. So if I try now, you're going to see the road thing. Right, so this is the one I just made. You see it, yeah, it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. Now the trees, I just added the trees just to, you know, just to, But yeah, so this the roads. Um, I think that's where the bridge is supposed to be, right? And this is the yeah. I think the Schindler Gut is supposed to be somewhere here. So this is really it's about the road. So I don't know what you may want to say about it. Yeah. So let me know what you think. I think I've gone through my notes. So yeah, so just be a matter of getting the right textures. These are the textures that come with it, and we'll have to create our own textures, our own roads, and things like that. Now, I also wanted just to show you while I'm at it. I just wanted to show you the vegetation. This is the vegetation studio. This is what creates the trees. I use this on another project, but the one you wanted to buy is Vegetation Studio Pro. So this is basically what it does. So you just choose your terrain textures, and then you also choose your trees. If we go to the where is it, settings, new, you see this thing is pretty let me see, editor, vegetation. Okay, so this is really where you add your trees. If I just want to show you an example, let me go to assets, let me go to standard assets, terrain assets, speed tree. Yeah, so if for example I just wanted to add maybe this conifer tree, what I'll do is go under my trees and I'll just drag it, I'll just add it under trees, and you see it will also add, it's going to add these two trees, okay, and it's going to mix the two of them. Now, of course, there are different sliders. I can change the seed, I can change the density, make less of these conifers, less of these guys. I can reduce. So it's really a very powerful tool to create trees. And you can also add plants, large objects like rocks and things like that. So that's Vegetation Studio, and yeah, you can also do terrain. Well, I think this thing's become a little bit too long. So yeah, this is really it. Let me know what you think. What you're seeing here is meat mapping. Here, you can see close to the camera, it's clear, and as we go far, it becomes blurred. It's meat mapping. Of course, we can change the level of where the meat mapping starts. That's no problem. So yeah, so that's how the Easy Road Things works. I'm going to send a mail to the guy, and I'll let you know what he says, and we'll talk when you watch the video. Thank you.